It's the first Thursday of a brand new month, and you know what that means. Today we're going to be taking a look at GeForce NOW Thursday's October preview. So just a heads up as to how this video works, I'll first be going by all the new releases that are dropping this week. Following that, we'll be taking a look at all the new releases that are coming throughout the month of October. That said, there will be other titles that aren't brand new releases coming this month, and I'll be putting those on the screen toward the end of the video. The last thing I want to clarify is that while this list is the information we're getting from Nvidia, they oftentimes add more games throughout the month, and I'll be sure to keep you all tuned to the latest drops every week on Thursday. Now that that's all been cleared up, let's take a look at the new games releasing this week, and we're going to be starting with a big one. It's Far Cry 6. Welcome to Yara, a tropical paradise frozen in time. Far Cry 6 will thrust players into the adrenaline-filled world of a modern-day guerrilla revolution. As a dictator of Yara, Anton Castillo is intent on restoring his nation back into its former glory by any means. Diego, his son, dutifully by his side. You'll have to become a guerrilla fighter and burn their regime to the ground. Personally, I'm pretty excited for this game. I love the setting and I really do enjoy the Far Cry franchise. As a heads up, I will be giving my first impression of the game running on GeForce Now, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to not miss out. But based on what I've heard about the game so far, this is Far Cry through and through. If you've played any of the recent entries, you have a really good idea of what to expect here. If you're interested in picking this one up, it'll be available on GeForce Now through Ubisoft Connect. The next new release of the week we're going to be taking a look at here is Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. It's described as a Metroidvania action game featuring exploration, intense combat, and challenging platforming. I actually just covered this game on the channel, so if you want my first-hand impressions of how it runs on GeForce Now, be sure to click on the annotation above. I'm happy to report that the game is actually really fun, and I can see why it's scoring fairly well on reviews. The game is made by a Chinese developer, and it really does showcase the potential future of games we're going to be seeing coming out of that region. It's not perfect by any means, some of the voice acting in English certainly stands out, but the gameplay really shines. The closest comparison point I could give to you for another Metroidvania game is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. That's to say that the gameplay here is incredibly solid. If you're a fan of Metroidvania games, certainly consider giving this one a look. Those two games will cover the new releases for this week, but I do want to take note of one more title that will be free on the Epic Games Store. Starting today, you'll be able to claim PC Building Simulator and be able to play it through GeForce Now absolutely free. So be sure not to miss out on that sweet deal, and for those wondering, these are the other 4 games that will be available on GFN this week. Overall, a pretty decent week, and I'm sure many people are looking forward to Far Cry 6. But the month of October is quite an exciting one with a few standout games. We'll be going over them in a quick succession right here so you have a good idea of what to expect, but remember I will be going through them each week as they release a bit more in depth. First up, we have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy that will be available both on the Steam and the Epic Games Store. Fire up for a wild ride across the cosmos with a fresh take on Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. In this action-adventure game, you are Star-Lord leading the unpredictable Guardians from one explosion of chaos to the next. Next, we have Riders Republic. This title will be available through Ubisoft Connect. You'll be able to join a massive multiplayer community and participate in an avalanche of diverse activities as you shred the snow, mud, and dirt in real time with others. You can also squad up with your friends and take on downhill races, dominate maps in team versus team competitions, or challenge yourself in PvP modes and events. If you're up for some insane action, throw yourself into mass races and be the first across the finish line or the last one standing. Now let's take a look at Buccaneers. This game will be launching on Steam. Become a fearless captain in Buccaneers, a classic pirate RPG game where you can find legendary treasures, battle powerful ships, and change the course of history. You'll also be able to join one of the unique factions to conquer an ever-changing Caribbean sea. Next up is Disciples Liberation, a game that will be launching on both Steam and the Epic Games Store. Disciples Liberation is a mature dark fantasy strategy RPG with turn-based combat. You'll have to liberate the land of Nevendar and uncover the endless stories hidden within the richly detailed world where every decision has a consequence and every wrong move could be deadly. You can expect an 80+ hour single-player campaign here. Now let's take a look at Fire Commander. Here you'll get to see what it means to face the fire. Command a firefighting unit in an exciting tactical RTS. Your job is to save lives and take care of your team in 30+ missions and be a real hero. This title will be launching on Steam. Next up, we have The Rift Breaker, and this is a title you can pick up on both Steam and the Epic Games Store. In this base building survival game with action RPG elements, you are an elite scientist commando inside an advanced mecha suit capable of dimensional rift travel. You'll have to hack and slash countless enemies to build up your base and collect samples to research new inventions to survive. Now we're taking a look at Sword and Fairy 7, a title that will be available through Steam. This action RPG based on Chinese art style is the 7th sequel of the series. It has a lot of fans anticipating its release and promises to be a better experience than any of the previous episodes and will be brought to all players via Steam. To the best of my knowledge, this is the first time the franchise will hit Steam and be available to a much wider audience. Last but not least, we have The Unliving, a new game that will be launching on Steam. Here, you'll raise the dead as a fearsome necromancer in the dark world of the unliving. Lead your undead armies into the endless fight in this roguelite action RPG game. Burn cities into ash with devastating magic spells, slay epic bosses, and turn your enemies into morbid servants. And with that, we wrap up all the new releases heading to GeForce Now for the month of October. But remember, there is more. The following titles will be also getting GeForce Now support throughout the month. As per usual, if you want to stay tuned to the latest GeForce Now news, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful whatsoever, consider hitting that like button as it really does help the channel out. Personal pick of the week has to be Far Cry 6, and of the month, I gotta say I'm kind of excited to see more of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Let me know your picks down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video. This has been The Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming and VR related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.